ever post something online and like totally get thrown for a loop by the reactions? Like, I remember one time I shared this picture of my dog wearing this totally ridiculous hat. And I thought it was hilarious, right? Obviously. But I was getting all these ha-has, which I expected.
Sure.
But then a bunch of wow reactions, too.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, do people think I'm some kind of like fashion icon? Was the hat that impressive?
Right.
It really made me realize those little reaction buttons, they can be like surprisingly nuanced.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we're diving into today, the whole world beyond just the like.
Right.
Those Facebook reactions, we all know them. Well, we react to them.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems so simple on the surface.
Right.
Just a quick click on a little emoji. But
yeah.
those reactions, they tap into something much deeper about how we express ourselves, online.
Exactly. And it's such a far cry from those old days.
Oh, absolutely.
Where it was just the like button.
Definitely. Can you imagine
I know.
trying to navigate all the complexities of online communication with just a thumbs up?
I know.
How do you like a post about someone going through a hard time or express support for a cause without potentially like misinterpreting the tone?
Yeah, it's always the head scratcher.
Right.
So Facebook introduced these reactions, right?
Yeah.
Love, haha, wow, sad, angry, to give us more options, more ways to like fine tune our digital responses. But are they just glorified emojis?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Researchers have actually delved into how people use these reactions. And it turns out they do map onto our real world emotions, but in very complex ways.
Okay, unpack that a little. Give me an example.
Okay, so let's take love, for instance.
Okay.
It's not just about romantic love, right?
Right.
People use it for all sorts of things. Things that spark joy, affection, or like a really strong sense of connection.
Right.
It's almost like this little burst of positivity.
Makes sense. We've all been there. A friend shares their baby pictures. You hit that love button, like no hesitation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even reactions like, haha, which seem pretty straightforward on the surface.
Yeah.
Even those have layers, right?
Okay.
People use it for everything from like a slight chuckle to like a side-splitting joke.
True. And I'll admit, I've definitely used it when something was more like mildly amusing than like laugh out loud funny.
And that's perfectly normal. And it highlights the social element too, right? It's a way of saying, hey, we're in on the joke together.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, rolling on the floor, hilarious.
Right. Like a virtual high five.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah,
a knowing nod.
Exactly.
It's fascinating how much we can convey with just a click.
It really is.
But what about reactions like wow or angry?
Yeah.
Those seem even more open to interpretation.
You hit the nail on the head. Wow, for example, that can be triggered by anything from a breathtaking photo to like a shocking news headline.
Yeah.
It's our way of expressing, surprise, disbelief, or even just acknowledging something remarkable.
So it's less about being like impressed and more about signaling that something caught you off guard.
Precisely. Now, angry, that's perhaps the most loaded reaction of them all. It can be a way to express genuine anger or frustration, but it's also frequently used to signal disapproval or disagreement, especially with posts about politics or social issues.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like a mini protest sign in the digital world.
Exactly.
A way to make your voice heard without having to like type out a whole essay.
Exactly. It's immediate, it's visible, and it lets others know where you stand, even if it's just a fleeting reaction.
Yeah. This is blowing my mind. We're basically uncovering this whole language of digital emotions here.
It is.
With these little reactions as the vocabulary.
Yeah, and here's where it gets even more intriguing. Remember how we talked about Facebook wanting to show you content you'll engage with?
Right.
Well, these reactions, they play a crucial role in how the algorithm figures that out.
Wait, are you saying that those little faces I'm clicking are actually shaping what I see on my newsfeed? I thought that was all about like who I'm friends with and what pages I follow.
It's a bit of both, actually. Think of your newsfeed as a giant puzzle.
Okay.
Your friends list, liked pages and groups, those form the outer edges.
Right.
But the reactions you click, those are the pieces that fill in the center, creating a picture that's uniquely tailored to you.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this works.
Yeah.
So if I'm constantly hitting love on those like mouth-watering food videos, does that mean my entire feed is going to turn into a 247 digital buffet?
Well, Not exactly. The algorithm is more nuanced than that.
Okay.
It takes into account a variety of factors, like how often you comment on certain types of posts, how long you watch videos, and even who you tend to interact with the most.
So it's not just about like the reactions themselves, but the patterns of our online behavior.
Precisely. Each click, each scroll, each pause, it all contributes to this digital fingerprint that Facebook uses to paint a picture of your interests and preferences.
And that picture determines what content they think you'll find most engaging.
Yes.
Right. But isn't that a little, well, manipulative? Like they're using my emotions to keep me glued to the platform.
That's a valid concern, and it speaks to the broader conversation about, the power of algorithms in our lives.
Right.
On the one hand, it creates a more personalized experience.
Yeah.
A feed that's tailored to your tastes. But on the other hand, it can also create what's called a filter bubble.
Filter bubble, that sounds concerning. What is that exactly?
Imagine looking at the world through a pair of glasses that only let you see things you already agree with or find interesting.
Okay.
That's kind of what a filter bubble is like.
Oh, wow.
Because the algorithm prioritizes content based on your past behavior. It can inadvertently shield you from opposing viewpoints or information that challenges your beliefs.
Wow, I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like being stuck in an echo chamber of our own making.
Precisely. And that's why it's so important to be aware of how these algorithms work.
Yeah.
Just because something appears at the top of your newsfeed doesn't mean it's the most important or accurate information out there.
Right.
It just means the algorithm has determined that it's something you're likely to engage with based on your past behavior.
Right. Okay, so I get how reactions shape our own Facebook experience.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the other side of this equation, the businesses.
Okay.
I'm guessing those little reactions are a goldmine of data for companies trying to understand what makes us tick.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
In the world of marketing, those reactions, those are like digital gold dust.
Wow.
They provide real-time feedback on what resonates with audiences, what falls flat, and everything in between.
So how does a company actually use this reaction data to its advantage? Give me an example.
Let's say you're a company launching a new line of sneakers.
Okay.
You post 2 photos on Facebook.
Okay.
One features a sleek, minimalist design, while the other showcases a bolder, more colorful style.
Okay.
The minimalist sneaker gets mostly love reactions, a safe bet for a classic look.
Right.
But the bolder design, that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
You see a mix of wow reactions, haha, even a few angry faces.
Okay, so clearly a more like divisive shoe.
Yeah.
What does that tell the company?
It tells them they've sparked a conversation.
Uh-huh.
The bolder design might not be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But it's generating buzz.
Okay.
It's getting people talking.
So it's not just about chasing those love reactions.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes a little controversy, that's good for business.
Exactly. It's all about understanding the nuances of audience engagement, right?
Okay.
A savvy marketer will analyze the entire, distribution of reactions,
right,
not just the overall number. You know what I mean?
Right. They're looking for those spikes in conversation.
Okay.
Those moments where people feel compelled to, share their thoughts, even if those thoughts aren't always positive.
So even a negative reaction
Yeah.
can be a signal to a company that, they've hit a nerve.
Uh-huh.
They've got people thinking, got people talking.
Precisely. It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Right.
As long as people are reacting, engaging with the content, the brand is...
staying top of mind.
Staying top of mind.
Yeah, it's almost like those reactions are like a form of market research.
Yeah.
In real time.
Yeah.
Telling companies what's working, what's not, what might need a little tweaking.
Exactly. It's a feedback loop that's constantly evolving as audiences react and companies adapt.
This has been incredibly eye-opening.
Yeah.
I never realized those little reaction buttons
I know.
held so much power, both for us as users and for the businesses trying to reach us. Mm. It's true. It's this fascinating intersection of human emotion, technology, and marketing.
Yeah. And
it all comes down to, those seemingly insignificant clicks.
So next time I'm scrolling through my feed, I'm about to react to a post.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna think about the message that I'm sending.
It's more than just a click. It's this tiny digital footprint that contributes to this much larger picture.
Wow.
One that shapes our online experiences and influences the world around us.
Well said. It seems we've all got a bit more to react to than we initially thought.
It's true.
That's a wrap on today's deep dive into the surprisingly complex world of Facebook reactions.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us.